Hello everyone. Today I will recap you a movie titled No Hard Feelings. So make some tea and we'll start. The film takes place in the resort town of Montauk. The main character's name is Maddie. She works as a barmaid and moonlights in a taxi, but due to difficulties with money and non-payment of taxes, her car is confiscated. She tries to return it in a cunning way, chasing a tow truck on roller skates, but she does not succeed, and now she needs to figure out how to earn money and pay taxes before September 1st, while the house not confiscated. Maddie talks to a friend, and she shows her an ad saying that parents are looking for a girl under the age of 25 for their 19-year-old son, who can take his virginity, and the payment will be a good car. And the girl thinks about why not agree. There will be an easy way to get a car. Somehow, when she gets to the house of a rich family, she passes through the gate and sees the car that was promised as payment for the service. And then she wanted to get this job even more. She is met by the guy's parents and asked to tell about herself. It turns out that she is 32 years old, which is why the guy's parents are beginning to doubt her candidacy. But she assures them that she is great, if only because she has experience in this and even looks the same age as their son. What the parents agree with. Now they're talking about their son. His name is Percy. He is smart and very vulnerable. He is also fond of music, but he is afraid to speak in public. Besides, he is always on the phone and he has no girlfriend or friends. In the fall, the guy goes to study at an university, and his parents are afraid that it will be very difficult for him to communicate there. Therefore, they think that if he liberates himself, he will change, become more sociable and self-confident. They also warn Maddie that Percy must not know anything about their persuasions, otherwise he will be very disappointed in his parents. They said that their son works as a volunteer at an animal shelter, and suggested that the girl meet a guy there. The next day, Maddie comes to the animal shelter and asks to be served by Percy, which he is very surprised at. She's trying to flirt with him, but she's not doing very well. They picked up her dog, but the girl can't just pick it up, she needs to fill out a questionnaire. To do this, she asks for some place for privacy. They enter the office, where she is still trying to flirt, but she again fails, and the guy is only nervous. While filling out the questionnaire, the girl clearly begins to overdo it, and Percy politely tells the girl that she does not look like someone who needs a dog, she behaves more like those from whom the shelter takes animals. But she is clearly not ready to give up and offers to give the guy a ride home, saying that she needs to go in the same direction. He doesn't want to go with her, but the girl still manages to persuade him. They leave, and Maddie gets more and more confused by this guy. Then Percy, noticing that they are going in the wrong direction, turns around and sees a machete in the car, because of which, in addition to embarrassment, he also begins to feel fear. After bringing the guy to his house, Percy sprays pepper spray into the girl's eyes in self-defense. That's why she screams at him and asks him to give her a hose with water. The guy starts apologizing and explaining to Maddie that he doesn't understand why she brought him here. To which she replies that she just really liked him. And Percy, who clearly didn't expect to hear this, asks the girl out on a date. The next day, Percy comes on a date to a bar in a jacket and denim shorts, which surprises everyone around him, including Maddie. The girl tries to learn more about the guy, and also tries to teach him to drink alcoholic beverages, explaining that he will need this skill in college. Then Maddie takes the guy to the beach and calls him to swim. The beach is closed and there are no lifeguards, which is why Percy is afraid to go into the water. But the girl insists, undresses in front of him and jumps into the water. The guy also undresses and jumps after Maddie. They are about to kiss, but at this moment they are interrupted by a group of hooligans, and they take their clothes away from them, which makes Maddie very angry. She comes out of the water and a fight begins. The girl, showing who is in charge here, wins the fight, takes her things and chases after the hooligans. Returning back to Percy in the water, she asks him to sleep with her, but he says he can't do it because they don't know each other very well. She's going to leave, angry. Percy demands that she check if his phone is still in the car, but she refuses to do it and leaves. The guy jumps on the hood of her car, and so they drive through the streets of the city until the police notice them. They start chasing the girl, but she can't stop, otherwise she will be deprived of her driver's license. The girl accelerates, and they almost get hit by a train, but everything works out. After bringing Percy to her house, Maddie starts dancing for him, asks him to spank her, but he kicks her because of inexperience. The girl still does not give up, calls Percy into the bedroom, but he starts itching. The guy explains that this happens when he is nervous. They get to know each other better, and Percy offers to spend the next day together, which pleases the girl. They start dating and having fun together. Later they talked and it turned out that Maddie, like Percy, missed her graduation. She wrote a letter to her father, but on the day of graduation it returned to her sealed, which greatly upset the girl. Percy decided to support her and they kissed. In the evening of the same day, the couple goes to an expensive restaurant. There is a grand piano in the hall and the girl offers Percy to play it. The guy doesn't want to do it, but the girl insists and says that if he doesn't play, she will say a toast to the whole restaurant about what a wonderful lover Percy is. It scares the guy and he decides to play for her. He learned her favorite song in advance and, thus, the girl with admiration touched almost to tears. After performing the song, some girl approaches the guy. Her name is Natalie. It turns out that it's his classmate and she went to the same university as Percy. Natalie calls Percy to the party, but Maddie refuses. The couple communicates. Percy says she wants to get a driver's license to come to Maddie's, but she thinks it's a bad idea to spend so much time on the road. Then he suggests that she come to him, but the girl also does not agree with this, saying that she is not strong in novels at a distance and just wants to have fun. Percy is clearly upset by what he heard and wants to leave the restaurant. The guy still decides to come to the party, where Natalie invited him. Maddie tries to find Percy, attracting a lot of attention from teenagers. When she is told that he is upstairs with Natalie, she runs to them and breaks down the door with her foot. Maddie starts yelling at Natalie and notices that Percy has alcohol poisoning. She saves him. But then she and the guy start being kicked out of the house. Percy stands up for her and eventually accidentally misses and hits Maddie. On the way home, the guy confesses his love to the girl. The next morning, Percy informs his parents that he has a girlfriend and now he will not go to university at Princeton, so as not to part with her. After that, they call Maddie to ask her about everything and ask her to persuade the guy to go to college. But Percy accidentally overheard their conversation and realized that he had been deceived all this time. The guy invites the girl to his house, but does not tell anyone about it, in order to catch everyone by surprise. During dinner, Percy is rude to Maddie. Later, a friend calls him and they crash the car that his parents promised the girl as payment for her work. Returning home, the guy offers the girl to make love. She agrees, but he apparently finished before something happened. Percy confesses to the girl that he knows the truth. She apologizes, but he asks her to leave. Before leaving, the girl says that she did it because her house is being taken away from her and she will have nowhere to live, and that he will not understand her, because he has never had difficulties with money. Percy then scolds his parents for doing this to him and says he doesn't need their help anymore. Meanwhile, Maddie has fixed the car and is working part-time in a taxi again. After a while, she still accumulated the necessary amount and paid all the debts. After meeting a guy at a bar, she decides to have fun with him, but then realizes that she misses Percy and throws him out of the house. Later, she decides to start life anew, sells her house and decides to find Percy. With a little perseverance, she manages to do it. The girl tries to talk to him, but the guy gets into the car and drives away. Maddie didn't lose her head and jumped on the hood of his car. She says she won't rest until she proves to him how much she cares about him. The guy, not seeing the road, goes to the beach and crashes into the barbecue, which is why Maddie starts to burn. He drives into the water. The girl loses her balance and falls. Finally, after talking, they realize that they missed each other and became friends. The girl tells Percy that she has sold the house and plans to move to California. The guy supports her and says that she will succeed. In the next scene, we see that Maddie sold her house to her friends to help them with housing. At the end of the movie, we see Percy packing up his things. At the exit, Maddie meets him and introduces him to the dog, which she still took from the shelter. The girl takes the guy to Princeton, and then leaves for California.